Okay, Steven. So, before we start with questions and everything, do you want to give us a little bit of your backstory, like how you got into acting, streaming, dancing, all that stuff?
Yeah, so from like a young age, my parents kind of just noticed that.
Boy.
Yeah, tiny little one. I was also really chunky too. I was a little chunky kid, but I used to like watch movies and recite like all kinds of crazy scenes back to like my parents, and I used to do it just for the fun of it. So they like thought, hey, let's put this kid in acting or something. So we did that, and like I booked a cool gig, and then like my parents went a different direction for my life. And they put me in a theater program, so that's when I started doing like theater, musicals and stuff. Going into high school, you know, everybody tries to figure out who they are. My high school didn't have a drama program, so I became a cheerleader, so I could still dance and, you know, perform. I was the only guy cheerleader for like 3 years, and then I graduated, went to college. Guy cheerleader there as well. That was 2 extra years. But then I switched colleges. I went to a different college that had a great theater program, met John Loprino, greatest director ever, cast in Hairspray, and that pretty much is the creation and start of my theater degree at Moore Park College. I was in that program for about 5 years, doing like everything from being on stage to everything behind the stage as well, or behind the curtain, I should say. And yeah, so taking that, all that training, eventually coming out to, you know, the Hollywood land, became a tour guide. And, you know, we do these unscripted tours where it's kind of like a one-man show. And that's all for being creative.
Was it like Bring It On?
Me as a cheerleader? Absolutely. That was the movie that created my whole fantasy about being a cheerleader.
Is that why you...
Yeah, that movie is why I wanted to be a cheerleader.
Okay.
That's also why I was like, oh, being a cheerleader seems kind of cool.
Bring It On is a great movie.
Brr, it's cold in here. I say there must be some toros in the atmosphere.
Was that not good enough
That
for you,
was
Steven?
perfect.
These are not speared fingers, Bailey. These are speared fingers.
Also, two of my worlds have been combined with this movie because that actual choreographer, Sparky Plastry, he's kind of like themed and developed and created from, what's that guy's name? Bob Fosse, you know, Chicago.
I don't know any of these names he's mentioned.
Sweet Charity, great musicals.
Oh, yes, totally. I don't know any of these.
Okay.
We'll Google it after the show.
Okay.
Okay, continue, Steven.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah.
That was it.
Oh. Well,
Okay.
and is that how we met you over at the Warner Brothers tours?
Yeah, I met both of you guys at the WB tours. Bailey, I actually started with after the pandemic, so I've known Bailey for quite some time. And then you just kind of strolled along.
That's how I do with life. I just kind of stroll
He
along.
appears.
Yeah.
Disappear.
He crash lands his spaceship in other people's lives.
You're not as empty as a plastic bag, but you're a plastic bag in a wind.
Wait.
What? What?
I'm saying you float around through the wind like a plastic bag. I'm not saying you're empty like a plastic
okay,
bag, but I'm
okay.
just saying the way you float through the wind,
was like,
Ryan.
I was like, Steven,
Like,
I'm the only one allowed to be mean to him. He's my co-host.
I'm sorry,
This
what's
is
that
going to be a
mean?
thing where people are just going to be coming on the show. It's like, hey, have
Just
you
to
mean
roast
Ryan?
you. Just to roast you.
That's going to be the first question. They're going to say, hey, like, how does that actually work? Like, do we just say whatever we want to him, or...
Like, they'll come on and they'll get on to me for being too mean and then proceed to just tear your life apart.
Well,
you need to work on your fake tears, Ryan. You are really good at making people feel bad, though. Like, whenever I'm mean to you and then you just turn it completely wholesome and I'm like, damn. How could I ever say such things to him?
I don't know. I'm the youngest child, so I've always needed love, and you guys are just acting like my siblings, so I'm used to this.
I don't know what that means. I'm an only child, so
I feel like
sorry.
you're luckier, but at the same time,
no, I was so bored.
yeah. I mean,
So
but like
bored.
video games. What type of video games did you? And what was? Oh, here we go. Can I ask questions now?
it's your turn.